Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to the channel. We are 1 week out from the show. Peak week starts today. And yes, that is very exciting. But at the same time, we are dead. We have been going through it. And I've got some notes here to help me because prep brain is in full effect. So, what I'm going to talk about is what happened last week, a couple things that I've learned from this prep, and then just like a little bit around like mindset challenges and stuff. So, right at 2 weeks out, cardio was cranked up to 90 minutes, 30 minutes post-workout, and 60 minutes fasted. Food's pretty low. It's like 1,700 calories. And weight has come down from, I think, what was it last week, like around 200 or something. I was 196 this morning. So in a good spot to make light heavyweight, it looks like 6 p.m. this next Friday. Coach at 2 weeks out wanted to crank the cardio up just to really bring in a little bit more off the glutes. Sleep has been absolutely abysmal. 4 to 5 hours a night. Wake up at like 2 every night and lay there for like an hour until I try to fall back asleep. My stomach feels like it's eating itself. It's not pleasant. And at this point in prep, it's like workouts are really a chore. Heck, even walking is a chore. Getting up to pee is a chore. Filling my water up is a chore. So the workouts, aren't really that fun, and it's exciting to like think about getting back to a time when workouts are more enjoyable again, because that's really what I love to do is train and stuff. But it's part of the process, and we know this is how it is at the end, and so we just keep on pushing and try not to think too much about how it feels, and just kind of try to get in and get out and hit the muscle where we need to, and bang out the cardio, obviously, and started tanning every day to get that base coat, and then so a couple things, like when you get this close, it's inevitable that you start thinking about the show, you start thinking about post-show, and that's like not really that good. You need to like stay present and stay in the moment. And emotionally, you've been so mentally and emotionally locked in for so long, and food gets so low, cardio gets so high that you just get so weak, depleted, and you want to break down. Because of all of those factors. You start thinking about the things that you've missed throughout all the prep and how you want to get back to, family and friends and normal life and just, but that's kind of part of the deal. I think prep gives you good perspective on life and things that you do care about outside of bodybuilding. But it's hard during it, kind of emotionally, to keep solid. And another thing that's interesting is just like how your relationship with food changes. Like, I'll be like mad OCD post show, like don't want to get fat, but at the same time, like you're struggling not to binge. And usually it'll take a little bit for kind of you to get back to normal relationship with food after dieting so hard for so long. But things that like I've done before and I'm preparing for, which I probably shouldn't think too much about. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, is just like future tripping and not staying in the moment. But what's also interesting is like you are, let's call it 7 days away from knowing that you can eat whatever you want, per se, treats and stuff. And so the temptations when you go to the grocery store are 10 times harder than if you were just starting a prep and you knew, oh, well, I don't get food for another 3 months. So like, I'm not even considering it. It's interesting. not to mention you're weaker and depleted. But it's one of those times where it's like the worse you feel, the better you look on stage. I sent the best check-ins to my coach, best photos we've taken yet today, so that's like super exciting. I'm hoping that I've turned the corner as far as struggling, and hopefully can start to get excited and really let adrenaline drive us through this week, and excitement for the show, rather than focus so much on how much you're suffering and how long you got to go. But this process really isn't for everyone, and it'll show you whether you really love this or not. Getting super lean to single-digit body fat will take a toll on you regardless. But at the same time, it'll show you if bodybuilding is really for you. And I know I'm like repeating myself and rambling, and that's the prep brain going on. And good thing I have these notes, because we would be all over the place. The other thing is that the end result's always worth it. The way you come out stronger, better, your character gets built, you accomplish what you set out to do, all of that is so worth it. So you just stick to the plan, you just put your head down, do whatever it takes. And that's why we do this. It's really for the love of the process and the game. It's not, the end result to me isn't always what happens at the show. It's did I accomplish my goal? It's how is my perspective on life changed? My character strengthened? I struggled through adversity. Like, those things people can't always see, that personal growth, but that's the stuff that really you get from prep and bodybuilding in general, and it teaches you, and it's awesome. Some things that I've noticed this prep. I don't really think I get in shape as easily as I thought. I've always kind of been leaner, but to get in true contest shape, I thought would be a little, not easier, but I didn't think we would have to push as hard to get this shredded. But that is what it is. And then it just shows you, and then getting in Olympia level conditioning, that's freaking ridiculously hard, obviously, unless you have 1% genetics. Other things I've noticed, as we've peeled down, I really do see that my posterior chain needs a lot more work, back and hamstrings specifically. Excited to focus on that post-show and, in the off-season, obviously. But also training quality has improved. I've noticed more focus on execution throughout this prep and really targeting the right muscles, not using momentum and really contracting the muscles well. So that also optimistic for future growth and things. Always just want to improve in every area of bodybuilding, and that's one that I certainly noticed. The other thing is, obviously, and I've kind of touched on it, is mentally the end of prep's really hard. It's only my second or third kind of time doing this second show. So it's hard to combat the future tripping and the fear of, failure or thinking too much about your feelings. But I'm proud of my effort and the discipline up to this point. There's things that you notice also, prep kind of makes you someone that you don't want to be at times, and you can get sick of that and just want to be back to your normal self, pulling your weight around the household, in relationships, not as moody, things like that. And also another area that it gives you perspective. I would say that this prep has been much different than others, though. My character has stayed in check. Whereas in past preps, it would totally go out the window. I would do dumb shit, make terrible decisions, destroy my relationships, and totally just go off the rails. And this time, although we've suffered, although it's been hard, those things have stayed really intact, especially my faith, and all that stuff. And that's been a big component of keeping character in check. Obviously in recovery, so stayed sober. That's huge. And I'm super proud of the physique that we're bringing, and at the end of the day, there's no regrets at all with that. I do think that throughout this week, the confidence will start to build. It's hard to feel truly hyped when you're like this depleted, but as we get a little bit of food, I think we'll come to life. And especially with the adrenaline through peak week, I'm excited to show off the hard work and stand next to other bodybuilders who really love this sport as much as I do. I'm expecting there to be a lot of good bodybuilders there, which makes the competition exciting and hopefully competitive. You know, I have zero idea where I will fall, how I'll compare, but I'm just going to go up there and hit my poses and try to have fun and enjoy the experience as much as I can. At least that's the goal, you know, to keep pressure off myself, which I tend to do, put on for no reason. I'm a nobody amateur bodybuilder. Like, there's no reason for me to put pressure on myself. It's my second show. So just trying to carry that with me throughout this week and into the show. And yeah, I just gotta stay focused on playing my game. And regardless of what happens at the show, my goal of wanting to be the best bodybuilder that I can be won't really change based on what happens at the show. I'm still going to continue to train, still going to continue to diet, or, you know, have a bodybuilder diet. I'm still going to, you know, do all the things that I would do, you know, so it's not like a make or break type situation for me. What else? I think I've kind of hit all of that. Yeah, really the as far as like placing, it's that the only thing I'm doing 4 classes. I'm doing novice in bodybuilding and classic, and I'm doing class D in classic and light heavyweight in open. And so really, like, I got dead last in my first show. So anything better than dead last, and I'm like a winner in my mind, and really just want to soak up the time with my family and you know, look for them during the routine, and, you know, just like try and be super present and soak up all the moments that I can, which I'm super pumped about. And thinking about peak week, like, I'll try to take a few short videos throughout it if there's changes or as things are going on, but really I'll probably just put together a video like once we're at the hotel on Friday, kind of around check-ins and tanning, and then the last video will probably be, you know, post show, kind of recapping how everything went and, you know, how I feel and what I'm doing going forward, all that. So I know this one was kind of a little longer, but good content here. You know, thanks for tuning into the channel. Like, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. It's been a really good prep. I'm excited. Even though we're dead, things are gonna come together, and this is gonna be a very memorable experience for me. And I'm excited. So that's all for this week. Have a good week, guys. I'll talk to you later in peak week. See ya.